Pursuits and Perspective update is here from HumanitZ. It introduces a whole new quest system, NPCs, and introduces a LMG along with other content to better help control those hordes of Zeeks. This update has a lot going on for it. Not only are the new NPCs, the quest system, and the plethora of new weapons, but there are 33 new items of content, 18 changes, 13 quality of life improvements, and bug fixes. This update shows how much love and passion they have for the project, and HumanitZ is not going anywhere. But let's go ahead and dive right into that quest system. This quest system is introduced in this update, and the developers have said in the next major updates upcoming, they're going to be greatly expanding upon the quest system. I enjoyed this quest system because it made the survivors feel like they're trying to survive. They're not just randomly placed around the map and asking you to do silly fetch quests or things that don't make sense to the world they belong in. It actually is a lot of quests helping them survive or making you explore areas or going into other places to help them survive longer, as well as you're gaining a little bit of knowledge yourself on how the world works. And I actually enjoyed the fact that not every NPC you come across will be giving you a quest, but they can give you little snippets of information to maybe help you out. Like there's one NPC that you can meet that will actually tell you where one of the survivor camps are to go there and start trading and talking with them. There is a currency trading system with them, and you can gain money or when you're working alongside these folks. Do know, not every NPC is going to be friendly. There are hostile NPCs out there, and they will try to kill you and take your stuff. But what's beautiful about the system, going back to that they feel like they fit in this world, is when you come across them, they want you to go to the gas station to fetch goods, repair your wall. Even one person asks you to go fetch dog food for his dog because this dog hasn't had a decent meal for a while and wants to treat the puppy. These things all make it so it feels natural and more fun. It doesn't feel like I'm being forced to run around and do these quests, and I'm really happy they put a lot of effort and time into making the quest system feel like it's part of the game rather than a just additional feature they threw in to keep the PvE people or people who wanted quests happy. Next up is the new reworked camera system and the redone tutorial. First off, the new camera system is beautiful. It fully allows you to control the angle at which the camera is to a certain degree. You can go all the way over the top of your character, or you can be looking at your character from a very well perspective. The zoom in out feature is still there, and if you like the old camera angle and want to always have it, you can toggle that back on in its options. There is also a new tutorial instance rather than the tutorial being part of the game as you play it. I like this approach because it allows people to master the basics of the game rather than discovering the basics of the game, because HumanitZ is a survival horror zombie game, and it can be quite frustrating to do self-discovery while you're trying to learn how to play the game and being eaten by Zeeks. So I'm happy to see them do this. The tutorial is quick and easy to do, and it is always an option when starting a new game. If you don't want to do the tutorial, you just click no, and boom, it'll put you in your world and you can start having fun. Both of these changes are welcome, and I am happy to see them constantly trying to improve their players' experience. Let's go ahead and get into the beautiful arsenal this update gave us. Introducing the light machine gun. It holds 200 rounds of 5.56 ammo, and while it's a beautiful weapon for dispersing large amounts of Zeeks, it is wildly inaccurate at long distances, so try to keep close, and it takes anywhere from 4 to 5 seconds to reload, so keep your eye on your ammo count in the gun. Next up is the Handaxe, a quick, effective Handaxe that you can pull out of your pocket in no time and start swinging. Then, speaking of crowd control, they gave us a freaking grenade launcher. I can't tell you how fun this item is to use against large portions of Zeeks, but I'll be honest, it is a lot of fun. Then they gave us a pistol, the Glock. It takes 9mm rounds, it holds 17 rounds, and it is nice they're adding more variation to civilian or small arms. Then finally, they gave us the double-barreled sawed-off shotgun. This puppy is great for dealing with 1 to 3 Zeeks in front of you, but do be warned, since it is a double-barreled shotgun, it does take 1 to 2 seconds to reload, and as of right now, there is no option to shoot both barrels at once, but I hope they do add that in. And then they added in a nice piece of clothing which affects your possibility of not being shot by fellow survivors or enemy NPC, the military vest. Now, I've never personally experienced any problems with being shot by NPCs. Most times I go down really fast, but the fact they're adding in more versions of protection with the quest and NPC update this time, I'm quite happy with. Now, before we go ahead and go over the full changelog, let's go ahead and admire the new menu that they put in HumanitZ. It looks far more intuitive and easier to understand. Alongside that, they've also made improvements to the Steam Deck's performance and playability. And while UI scaling is not done yet for full Steam Deck support, they advise people you can play HumanitZ on your Steam Deck, but before starting a new game, please lower your graphics settings to low or medium so it is playable, but it is possible. Talking about the Steam Deck, the improvements and fixes to the controller support this update has made playing with a controller all the much more easier. And with being able to see a image layout of the buttons in your setting, it makes it easier to understand actually how to play this game with a controller. Well, folks, this is the newest update from HumanitZ called Pursuits and Prospects. And while I did not cover everything, the developers have left a little note inside their changelog stating, for those playing HumanitZ right now, your feedback is incredibly important to us. We take notes on everything you tell us, and if you would like to leave us feedback in the form of a Steam review, it helps us tremendously. Or you can join our Discord below to connect with other players and follow along with our development. I'll be putting the full changelog below along with their Discord link